It's the peak of summer 2019, and I'm sweaty, toasted, and smelly. But I feel good because I just finished my run. I love running, but I hate running in the heat. I'm in my living room stretching. I hate stretching too. And to make it a little bit pleasurable, I read my emails and take this time to upload my activity on Strava. Strava is like Facebook and Instagram, but instead of giving hearts and likes, you give kudos. And it's mostly for runners and cyclists. I love my running community so much. That's why I try my best to comment something encouraging and give kudos to them. And as I go through my email and done uploading, I probably have read something that will be my greatest 30th birthday gift ever. My dream is to complete the 6 world major marathons, which is Boston, New York, London, Berlin, and Chicago City. Getting to these majors is hard, and there's a few ways to get in. The most very common one is you qualify for a certain time in a qualifier race, which I think is absurd. Second is you fundraise a hefty amount to a charity in a city you don't reside in. Third, you book an overpriced running tour group. And lastly, you enter your name in a lottery draw and hope for the best to get your name be picked. And as I read through my email, message from the Bank of America Chicago Marathon stating that my name got picked from the lottery and the race will fall exactly on my 30th birthday, I can't help but feel giddy and excited. I then start to visualize the most precious moments that I always yearn for in a marathon. I picture crazy spectators cheering their hearts out to their loved ones, witnessing different group of runners running to a cause that they truly care about, and just simply individuals trying to achieve something remarkable in their life. 2020 is moving fast, and how could I forget? The pandemic happened. The race gets postponed to the following year. Having run 6 marathons and training for races really made me resilient, self-reliant, and tough. And with the whole pandemic, really hardened me as a person. I stopped caring for my running community and stopped giving kudos to them. I don't know. It's just something about the pandemic that makes you feel worse. I've done the work, the training needed, and even really got basic with my diet, meaning just to put in the time and effort in my runs, I eat the same meals day in and day out, which I didn't know much about, and didn't know that it has some effects on your body. I remember whenever I do my hard effort runs, I will always feel gassed out depleted, overall fatigued, and couldn't really recover fast. I know something that I know something's wrong with my body, and I just couldn't figure out. And sure enough, after a few weeks before my big race, I found out that I had an iron deficiency. It's Thursday morning. I finally landed in Chicago airport. I'm so pumped for the race on Sunday morning. But there's only one problem, or maybe a few. You see, I like to control situations that I can control. And one way for me to do that is not checking in my luggage on the plane. But before leaving Vancouver Airport, the attendant asked me to check in my luggage because it turns out that we're expecting a much smaller plane, and the overhead bins will be even too small just to carry on, just to stow our carry-on luggage. And when my luggage that has my running gear in it didn't arrive on the same plane that I flew on, I start to lose my mind. But no, I'm resilient, self-sufficient, and tough. I don't need anybody. So I coordinate with the airline to get my luggage delivered to the hostel that I'm staying in within 24 hours. And that the third party they use is very reliable. And so I wait. I'm in the hostel lobby, sitting and feeling hopeful and antsy. Because aside from walking the city of Chicago with the same clothes that I'm wearing, I cannot do much running at this time. I only have my passport, wallet, my phone, and the overnight package that the airline gave, which has an oversized t-shirt, USB cable, and some basic hygiene kit. And I'm just feeling paranoid, and so I check to see and track my luggage on where it's at. And when I look that it's on its way, I'm like, yes. But when I look closely and see where they're sending my luggage, it says that it's being delivered to my home address and not to the hostel that I'm staying in. I'm like, great. If this means that I'm gonna have to buy a new set of clothes and new running gear, then so be it. I can get by. This will not stop me. I'm resilient, self-sufficient, and tough. I don't need anybody. But miraculously, my luggage showed up the day before the big race. 25,000 plus runners with me on the starting line. It's race day. And it is hot. You see, downtown Chicago is supposed to be cool during autumn. But the forecasts say that the temperature will reach 20 to 24 degrees during the day. And the last time that the city experienced such drastic weather change was 14 years ago. I even packed warm clothing for my trip and planned to wear a long sleeve under my favorite jersey for the race. But I ended up just wearing my favorite jersey. I gotta tell you about my jersey though. This jersey makes me feel invincible. It has the word Manila stitched in front of it. Manila is where I grew up. And I got this jersey back when I was in 6th grade from a volleyball team that drafted me to represent our city. And I can still remember the reason they drafted me in the first place. It was because of my intense focus and seriousness in the game. And with this jersey on, I feel unstoppable. Even with the given conditions, with the weather change, my iron deficiency, and the small misfortunes before the race, my hopes are up still to get my personal best, because I heard people, my fellow runners, saying that the Chicago Marathon course is one of the best places to get your personal best because of its fast and flat course and with the cool climate. And so my plan for the race is to stick to the pacers. Pacers helps runners achieve their time goals. They hold signs that says that the time that they will be running in. But I haven't even reached the half mark yet. I'm drenched with sweat and water, just trying to cool myself off. I'm overheating way too much. This is not good. I start to see the group of runners with pacers in it slowly drifting away in my sight. I feel alone and thought, I feel alone, defeated, and thought that I might not be able to do this. But no, I don't need them. I don't need anybody. And that's when my legs start to cramp. I'm struggling. I'm just walking and tramping my way to the course, and at this point I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know how far I am into the race, nor do I care. I'm slowly reaching the 1,000 yards there and really feel defeated. But suddenly I hear, "Go Manila!" Then a burst of energy and hope just come rushing inside of me, and it put me back to the present moment. The moment that I always dream for, that I always long for. To experience again the crazy spectators screaming their hearts out, cheering for the runners and for their loved ones. Being with a group of runners running for a charity that they truly care about. And literally being the individual trying to achieve something remarkable in his life. I never thought that a random cheer from a stranger will bring me back to my own gentle, sensitive self and the full surrender that I give to my running community, because really, I cannot do it on my own.